Game, cool.
XP potions and all that junk, so...
Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. This is Kyle with Enigma Factory Games and we're getting back to work on Carcer Island. This is Kyle with Enigma Factory Games I'm excited to be back to it. Many of you, if you're watching this, you probably are already aware that me and my lady have purchased our first home. So we had that going on, which was a lot of busyness. And then I just took in my computer for a little bit of work. Was having some issues with the power displacement ever since I got the Gigabyte GTX 1080 Ti Aorus Water Force, which basically what you need to know about that, it's a 11 gigabytes of the newest GDDR 5X RAM, so it's a beastie graphics card, but it has a lot of power requirements, so we need to do a little work there. So tonight we have big plans waiting on the game to boot up here. There's quite a bit I want to work on. One of the biggest things that I would really like to get done tonight is to get our actual characters into the game. As of this point, if you've seen screenshots or seen here on the stream or anything, you know that our player character is currently like a Halo man. So we're going to get rid of that and make it so he's actually using our character creator characters. I'm not sure if we'll get to any work on the character creation side of things, but we're going to have the characters set up so they are ready to use those character models and thus eventually the character creator. Actually sliding your different mesh warps and stuff like that to make yourself look exactly how you would like. Our game's going to be really forgiving when it comes to changing your appearance. So similar to a lot of MMOs now that have their barber shop, we're going to have a similar system where you can change your appearance at any time. What I'm thinking about doing for that, here is your house, and what I'm thinking is you'll go into maybe the bathroom, maybe even here, this is a mirror here, or into one of the bathrooms and give the bathroom an actual purpose. And maybe you'll be able to do this all around the world, not just in your own bathroom, but possibly in any bathroom with a mirror, I'm thinking, or possibly something like that. So you'll just be able to walk up and completely modify your appearance information. I might even allow you to change genders at any time. It is 2017, and that's the cool new thing to do, right? So we're just waiting for some of the basics to get going here. Can't see it just off screen. I'm waiting for some of the assets to recompile and things of that nature before we completely delve in here. Our music, currently we're just listening to our composer's SoundCloud account. However, we will have a lot of music in the game. This is all composed by Greg Karka. I've actually met another really cool composer, a gentleman and his brother, actually. His name is Alex O'Neill, or Chan Panda, he goes by. And he will actually be contributing to our score now, too. He will be utilizing some of the music that he's come out with on his own, and he'll also be composing pieces directly for the game, especially when it comes to like marketing and advertisements. He'll be composing pieces custom tailored to those spaces, but he will have probably actually a couple of radio stations when you're driving your car and stuff that you can select from. To himself, so he makes some awesome 80s synth music and has just a gigantic, between him and his brother, they have literally hundreds of songs. He also has a whole dubstep collection and things of that nature, so that'll really help fill out that radio system. Let's take a quick look at what the game looks like right now before we get diving in here. I just backed it up in this state, so we can revert it if things go horribly wrong. Let's get rid of that test notification there, too, real quick. No, I'm actually, I want to disable that officially. Give me one moment. Okay, so let's boot up the game and see what we got currently. I just went ahead and disabled the second monitor. So here we are in our room. I'm having some mouse lock issues. Let's open up our web browser. It sometimes can fix it. So in the game, at any time, you can actually pull up our ResiNet. So this is the ResiNet, kind of a pun on resident. The idea, what I really want is instead of pulling up the whole thing, at all times you'll have this top bar, which will slide off the screen, so then your cursor comes up there and it slides down. And then the bottom will also have our floating chat. You can't see it yet. Let's fix that. So I'm going to log in. This is the reason why you can't see the chat. This is a movable window that's just floating here on top of the game. I currently can't press WASD to move around or anything like that because it's all going into the web browser. So I'm going to log into the admin account here. And now we're logged into the game. So down here you can see the chat I was just speaking of that always sits at the bottom. So this chat would show a list of people online and you can click them and chat with them. So our game is going, our main storyline campaign is single player. Let me put it that way. So since it is predominantly single player, at least with the main story campaign, you know, we don't have to have a lot of multiplayer functionality, but we still will have this chat engine, so you can talk to anybody else who's playing the game, or not playing the game. You can actually go to carcerisland.com right now and be on this exact same web page, and from there you could chat. It's a little funky to utilize right now because all of the space that's transparent here shows up in white. And especially since this text is white, that's a big problem. But I'm working on writing some stuff. I'm just not much of a PHP expert to fix that up. So this is how we would get into the ResiNet. We can see all of our account information up here. That's where you will be able to do things like swap characters, and track their information, read notifications that are coming through from the system, be that calendar events or new articles of news and stuff like that. And you can completely configure those by clicking this gear and selecting if they should show up here in the ResiNet. Change this language, of course. So it'll just pop up where I just showed you by the bell icon. Or you can set them to email notifications, so they'll actually email you when any of these events occur. Or the final option is none, so you don't want any notifications regardless. You'll also, like I showed you the news, there's also our full calendar system. There's our awards, which is like an achievement system, chat, donations. Don't worry about the item database, that won't be there. And then there's our media center. So this allows you to upload pictures and screenshots, and people can comment on them and stuff like that. We can sprint, as you see, on top of walking around. Go downstairs. This is our garage. There's actually volumetric lighting going on in here. It's kind of subtle, but there are volumetric lights in the game now. I just started getting those in. I'm still learning exactly how to use them. There is eye adaptation, so when you come out, it's supposed to adapt with the eye. I think it's just too subtle at this very moment, so we'll be working on that. So there's my vehicle, so that's cool, but that car looks a lot faster. Oh, you can zoom in, so this is our, like, aim mode. Tab is to open up the weapon wheel, but currently I only have my fists. Gonna go up to the car. Press F to mount, it says, but, you know. So here's a beautiful vehicle. This vehicle is actually set up with the drift mechanics, so it drives a little crazy, so just be aware. Most cars are not quite this drifty. As you can see, there's no player in the car quite yet, but there will be. Oof, I lost control. Super drifty vehicle. I want this gun. Oh, there's destructible objects. Fuck that laptop. And there are NPCs. This recording isn't very strong, so I'm actually going to go and show you a different conversation. So I'm going to say, nah, gotta get going. NPCs can have barks, so she's barked that at me after the conversation was had. She unlocked the cursor too, I'll have to look into that. What's over here? Well, this looks like a lot of fun. Let's see if the keys are in it. You can at least currently bail from a vehicle while it's still going. Okay, and here's Brian. Let's have a talk with Brian.
Oh, hey, you think you could help me out? The place is just fucking lousy with rabbits, man. Yeah, anyways, man.
Here I'm going to a wrong camera.
Clear view out of the yard?
Let's go into his conversation so this looks a little smoother.
Oh, hey, you think you could help me out? The place is just fucking lousy with rabbits, man.
So on the it generally works here, this is option 1. It goes option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to get rid of the icons for topics that it doesn't have a response for. But then the way I've currently set it up, I'm working on setting it up so we can adjust the icons on the fly for each one. But I wanted to use different icons, and I was experimenting it and playing with it. So what we currently have is affirmatives, things that are going to move you through agreeing with a player, things of that nature, is in slot 1 with this checkmark icon. Declines, negatives, would generally be in slot 6 over on the left-hand side here with the X icon. This one has a question mark, because that might be a further inquiry. Excitement mark, very similar to the question mark, but it would be things that are statements instead of questions. You can see the rabbits running around back there. This one has a double dialogue window. I'm not exactly sure what the utilization would be there. And then here we have a magnifying glass. And actually I want the magnifying glass in this slot, at slot 4. I'm going to switch that. And just like in BioWare games, you'd be used to that. Bottom right is usually where you say, like, let's move on with the conversation. And in slot 5 here is typically where you see things that are like further clarification when you're discussing. So it's completely optional dialogue that you don't need to go into, and will eventually drop you right back into the main dialogue tree, but gives you a little flavor. So this one says rabbits, question mark?
Yeah, you know, 4 legs, fluffy, powdery little tail, hopping around like they own the damn place. The place is just fucking lousy with rabbits, man. Yeah, anyways, man, they gotta go. You think you could clear a few out of the yard?
Okay, so as you can see here, he wants me to take care of these rabbits. Punching's not gonna work very well, but good thing I picked up this gun. Ooh, that's a little tiny one. He died quick. Gotta reload. And I'm working on the rabbit AI. Currently, they're doing okay. They're spawning, they're respawning, they go around and they eat. They hop around a little bit, but not nearly as much as I'm going for. So I gotta work on their like ranges and logic. I'm still learning everything with the AI system. They also need to flee. Right now they don't run away, even when you shoot on them. So they're gonna flee. They'll be like real rabbits where they'll try to get away from you. Additionally, we're going to have burrows, and the rabbits will run away and try to dive into a burrow to escape you, and then you'll be able to destroy their burrows. So let's steal Brian's car here. It's faster without being quite as drifty. Also, just started working on getting, like, a lot of these objects, unfortunately, are not yet destructible. So, like, you know, you want to be able to knock his mailbox out, knock these lampposts over, and you currently can't. But I'll be working on that. But I've already started, and I can show you an example. Whoa. Clipped it, went too fast. So there you go. These are the only 2 light posts in the game that are currently destructible. So, let's see those. Oh, and I rolled the car. And you can see our cars also have are also destructible and have much worse. I'm not sure if they'll, if they can explode yet. I'll have to check if it's on by default in the honest, I don't believe it is, and I'll have to work on it. Oh, there I ran into some physics funkiness. Yeah, there we go. That's how you bug out some physics. And it killed me. So you get to see our death is working. Alright, I think that that's a pretty good demonstration of our features that we currently have. Oh yeah, you can fly. I don't know if I mentioned that. There's also balancing. I guess I could land on this. Maybe this is narrow enough for me to balance on. There we go. So there's also balance beams, which will be a lot of fun. We also have a little course here that shows off climbing as well as our melee weapons. Kind of spooked me out. This is just AI, and intelligence is being used lightly in that, but yeah, it's just an AI driver. It's just randomly I don't think the melee weapons have managed to program yet for actually doing damage, so that'll be another fun thing to get done. It's not the house I'm looking for. Where is it? Oh, it's must be one block over. Brian, it's over here. Here we go. Here's a little hidden secret. This AI car isn't set to respond to damage yet, so if he'll back into me. I'm trying to get him to hit me, but since he just drives at random, that's been difficult. Right now he just keeps trying to drive into that fire hydrant or whatever it is. Well, that broke a lot of stuff, and it appeared to just instantly kill Brian. I'll have to look why he doesn't have death animation or anything. Let's see if we can... wonder even where he went. Oh yeah, no, he's fully dead. Awesome! So that's where we are. That's a little demonstration of some of the functionality that we have now. Like I said, we're all backed up. The game's in a pretty good position. So now we're going to do some serious stuff that could really break shit. So